Yo, hey y'all. Alright, so I want to try to keep this as concise as possible. Earlier, I got the opportunity to go see the new zombie comedy, Warm Bodies, that was released today in theaters. And I'm just going to have to, throw it down right now and say this. That movie fucking rocked, okay? It was badass. Seriously, so I'm going to just kind of go into this real quick. Okay, first off, let me preface by saying that a lot of people I've noticed on Facebook and on IMDb or YouTube that haven't seen the film yet, just seeing trailers or hearing the synopsis are thinking, oh, damn, a Twilight for zombies, Fuck that, okay? The next person I hear say that hasn't even seen it, I'm going to throw a banana peel and a tomato at them because, seriously, this movie is nothing like Twilight, okay? This movie is 120% better than Twilight, okay? Twilight wishes it could be this, alright? I mean, I'm dead serious. Yes, this is a romantic movie of sorts, that does drive a bit of the plot because we are talking, this is a bit of the Romeo and Juliet and even Beauty and the Beast kind of thematics here, but it doesn't follow its plots entirely. Now, there are some beats in the plot that do follow a bit of Romeo and Juliet, but this movie isn't. It's not heavy-handed on that. Another badass little thing. One badass thing I want to say about this: there's not too many zombie movies out there where it comes from the zombie's point of view, his internal thinking. I know zombies probably are not supposed to think, well, who the fuck do we know, or are we supposed to know for real, alright? This movie had a lot of imagination that was put into it based on the novel that it's derived from. And, yeah, it's really cool to see the main character being the zombie himself, and you get to know his character, and the quirks, and how, it's funny because you see how he sees him as himself, his other zombie fellows, and also how he's scared and sees humans, of course, as monsters themselves, because they just endlessly shoot at zombies, even if they're not coming to attack. Another thing about this movie is pretty cool is that the humans are not the only enemies to zombies. Zombies are also have another enemy in this, and that is pretty much these I guess the zombies are pretty much withered away to where they're just bones. They refer them to as bones or skeletons. I don't even remember. I think it's bones. But bones are in reference to these super fast, speedy, just a skeleton zombie that feasts on anything with blood and a pulse. As you know, in this movie is about, the story of R, of course we're Romeo, and then, Julie. He's pretty much, walks around and paces around in the airport terminal, and where he pretty much just stays, and that's his area. He roams, and he comes upon, him and a group of zombies come upon this, a group of people in there trying to still get supplies for their gated city. And it kind of has that whole, like, George Romero Land of the Dead gated city thing kind of going on, like Fiddler's Green. And John Malkovich kind of reminded me of Dennis Hopper in that movie, kind of, sort of. Anyway, but I'm gonna presume here. But anyways, he sees them, and they both go into attack, and he saves Julie from being bitten, and from that moment on, it sparks something in him he didn't know he had. It sparks an interest, like he wants to protect her, and it sparks, I guess, even just the sexuality maybe within him, or just he knew he looked at her, he knew he liked her, and it sparks like a pump in his heart, which begins the process, and throughout the movie, that reverses him from zombie back into a human, which we have not seen this in a zombie film, I don't think, quite yet, or really dealt with, so it was really fucking cool. And again, the internal dialogue that the lead actor does, playing R, it's fucking hilarious. It really is. Like, there's a lot of funny lines in it. There's a lot of funny scenarios in it that a lot of people can kind of relate to. The movie had a great fucking badass soundtrack. I don't know all the bands, some of the modern bands on there, but it had like the Scorpions, Guns N' Roses, some old school new wave shit. Like, it was really cool, and I really, really dug it. Also, for PG-13, it really did not disappoint. There was tons of action in it. There was tons of zombie slaying, and even and yes, there's murder, death, kill with humans too. You do get to see zombies chomp on limbs, and eat brains, and there is some brain eating going on in this movie. So the movie did not disappoint. I mean, it's not a gore film by no sake of the means of imagination, but it doesn't have to be. the movie moved at a great pace, and it kept me sustained throughout the whole thing. Like, I actually cared for the characters. In fact, one moment, my friend that was sitting next to me, who's not even a Twilight fan at all, but he said, wow, these two leads in this movie could have probably saved Twilight, And I kind of chuckled, and I was like, yeah, the acting in this movie is miles and miles, like skyscrapers above Twilight's acting, all right? And again, there's really not much. To me, the only comparison to the both is that they're both based on novels, and they're both based about a girl falling in love with some kind of supernatural, horrific kind of thing, either it be a vampire, werewolf, or a zombie. Okay, those are the only comparisons. Other than that, boom, nothing else. So you want to hear one of my favorite little things about this movie? I mean, I didn't make the movie great, I'm not saying it transformed the movie to make it great, but it was a great little quirk in it. Okay, so there's a little cameo appearance, and that is of, I'm going to hold up the DVD, but it was the Blu-ray, but there's even a cameo of Lucio Fulci's zombie. Okay, this gets shown in the movie, held up against the main zombie's face, comparing the two faces. It's kind of a funny moment in the film. People in the theater are laughing at this, or chuckling with it, rather. Anyway, so that was really cool to have Fulci referenced in it. And, the acting was great. The dialogue was real witty, and it was, okay, not to sound, not to, have a bad pun here, but there was a lot of heart put into this film. There was seriously so much, heart that was put into the writing and the directing. And another thing I want to mention about that, the directing of this, Jonathan Levine, he's one of my new favorite directors, even though I haven't seen all of his stuff. I've seen this, and I've seen, what I'm about to say is one of my favorite modern slasher films, All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. Alright, he directed that film. That was his first film, I believe. And that's been a slasher favorite of mine since 2008, since I've seen it. And unluckily, a lot of people haven't seen it here in America, but because of the success of this, or hopefully it's going to be released here soon, so say some news reports I've read. But yeah, All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. That was one of my favorite slasher films, probably one of the most realistic teen slasher films I've seen in some time. And, and that's by that same director. So it was really a treat to see this film. I haven't seen his film before, Warm Bodies, which is that Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie film called 50-50, that cancer comedy drama. But I'm gonna check it out now. But anyhow, back to this. Warm Bodies did not disappoint. Again, there are no illusions or much likenesses between this film and the Twilight series whatsoever. This is not Twilight with zombies. Alright, yes, there's romance in this film, there's the whole love story and stuff, but man, it's done so well. But aside from all that, there's a lot more going on in this film, too, than just that. Good action, great characters that are relatable and funny. And as far as the humor goes, a lot of people have been asking me on Facebook and whatnot, is this more of like Zombieland or Shaun of the Dead? Well, let me just say this. It's its own thing. But if I was to say comedy-wise, it's more, if you enjoy Shaun of the Dead, if you enjoy that movie, you will also enjoy, if not love, this film. Alright, I kid you not. Don't be put off by the romance in it. Don't be put off by, like some people saying the lead actor who plays a zombie is, kind of too attractive or something to be a zombie, whatever. He still is eating brains and drooling and got nasty, mucky brown shit he keeps rubbing all over Julie in the beginning of the film. But anyway, no, it's effing awesome. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about it. All right, come on, it references Fulci. All right, any big studio film to do that gets fucking 2 thumbs up in my book. But anyway, that's all. All right, peace.